trouble I seek the Lord. In the night my hand is stretched out without wearying. My soul seeks to be comforted.
You couldn't even wait for the ballistics report.
It's a formality.
You don't know that.
Well, the report will probably be in our hands by the time Michael's finished with booking. And there's no doubt in my mind that it'll be the confirmation I've been waiting for.
Will the Lord spurn forever and never again be favorable? Has his steadfast love forever ceased? Are his promises at an end for all time?
Yeah, you know where I am.
What, still nothing from ballistics?
No, they've recovered the bullet from the body, but they still haven't typed it.
Cruz, even if it matches, anybody could have stolen Michael's gun and fired that shot.
That's true, but I'd hate to be Julia having to tell that to a jury.
I will call to mind the deeds of the Lord. Yea, I will remember thy wonders of old. I will meditate on thy...
He's got me in here. He's gonna find some way to keep me here.
If the real killer comes forward, he won't be able to do that.
Oh, you think he's gonna do that? Voluntarily, huh? Of his own free will.
Or hers.
No! Cruz, you were wrong about that before, and you were wrong about that now.
Love has a way of blurring anyone's good judgment, Michael, even yours.
Look, you don't understand. Today was the proof of that. If whatever doubts I ever had of Laura's innocence went out the window 5 minutes ago when I got locked into this cage. Because whatever she might have done out of panic, she's not going to let me go to jail for some crime she committed. I would stake my life on that.
I hope to God you don't have to.
It's crazy, but I just wonder if you'd be as concerned about me if I was the one that was locked up.
Don't.
No, I'm just trying to figure out when I affected you this deeply. I mean, not when you were frustrated or angry or defensive, but because you cared.
Is that a serious question?
I mean, I've tried everything. I've tried confronting you. I've tried not confronting you. I've touched you. I haven't touched anything. But nothing seems to touch you unless it comes from Michael.
I feel responsible. Directly responsible. Can you understand that?
Yeah.
If I had been strong enough to stay away from Michael altogether, he wouldn't be giving up his freedom now because I wouldn't have given you cause to hate him so much.
Do you really think I had him arrested just because of jealousy? There's been a path leading to him ever since the first night we suspected a murder. And now we have a body, and we have a weapon that I'm sure in a few minutes will be verified as his. Finally, you're just going to have to come to grips with the fact that Michael Donnelly is not perfect. He murdered a man. And he's been covering it up. And I'm sorry, you can keep crying and doing whatever you want to do, but it's just not going to make the truth go away.
You wanted to see me?
Did you hear from ballistics?
No, not yet. Not that it really matters to you one way or the other.
Oh, really? What do you want me to say? Do you want me to say that if it's not a match, he's still my #1 suspect? All right, I will. He's still on the top of my list.
You know, Ethan, your list isn't going to mean squat. Once the person we should be looking for finally shows up, or gives up.
Boys, I'm going to be the Indians, okay? Aha, saved by the bell. Don't go away. Grandma has to answer the door. I can never get up. Oh, hello.
Oh, Kimosabi, how are you?
I'm sorry.
Hey, Carmen.
How are you, Cece? Come in.
Fine.
Listen, tell me something. Do you still have that machine where that you told me about where you have to walk for 4 miles?
The treadmill?
every day?
Sure, I've got it.
Well, you're not going to need it today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you have any intentions of keeping up with your grandson, you'll get more exercise right here than you could ever possibly handle.
Keeping you hopping, huh?
Well, they're quiet now, but don't let that fool you.
Are they beautiful?
Any minute now, he's going to decide to run up and down and dare me to catch him.
It's just like a mother. Eden was the same way, I'm telling you. Hello, handsome.
Oh, are you about ready to tell tales on me?
Oh, there you are.
Hey, you.
Oh, hi, sweetheart.
How you doing?
How are you? I'm sorry to take you away from Cruz's office.
Oh, no, Cruz can do without me for a while.
Oh, well.
Anything new with Mr. Donnelly?
No, they haven't gotten the forensics report back yet.
Well, honey, I wouldn't have called you away if I didn't think it was most important that you be the first to see this. It is now official. Capwell and Amante are one and the same, a bigger and stronger than ever, and a much bigger bite for Barr to try to swallow.
He's a big shark. You and Mama are taking a big risk.
Honey, would you like to stand around and do nothing?
No? I just want you to be sure of your reasons.
My reasons? How about these two being my reasons? You turning the business over to them the way I turned it over to you. Oh, God. That's incredible.
What?
I just called the office to tell them about you coming up with the final papers. They couldn't hear me at all. The place is going wild.
Well, when cat's away, the mice will throw Thank God It's Friday parties, even if it's only Thursday.
No, darling, no. No, I'm not talking about that. It's the stock. It's gone through the roof, even on the rumors. We bring those papers in and make it official. I mean, every prospective shareholder in the country want a piece of us. I told you when you take big risks, you get paid back in big time. Oh, and not only, Barr is not only not going to be able to touch us, but we are going to be bigger and better than ever as Capwell and Monte than they ever were as just Capwell alone. Oh, my God, this is incredible.
Daddy, don't hold back. This is really not a time for restraint.
Honey, I am rejuvenated. I'm so we should set off fire. We should have a party. Oh, a party. Biggest party this town has ever seen.
Well, I think that Ted did that with the summer surfathon.
Maybe so, but he didn't ask Barr to be the guest of honor.
You wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't, but I'm sure gloating would really be wonderful for me, I'd tell you that much.
Yeah, right. Well, let me tell you, he's probably already on a plane if he heard about the stop. I should get these copied and send them out there, Daddy.
I'll drop you off. Maybe we can get some triumphal march on the radio or something, huh?
Yeah, but Daddy, listen, we don't, roll down the window and start screaming, we won, like it's some kind of homecoming game.
You stop taking my fun away from me.
Okay.
There's one thing I would like to do first. Do you mind if I do it?
What?
Come on.
So there is no way Michael could have fired the shot that night. When Heather took me back, when she hypnotized me that night, Michael's back was to Leo when the gun was fired. It's on tape, the whole thing. You can listen to it.
I'm sure it wasn't easy putting yourself through that again.
No, it wasn't. It's taken Celeste a lot of sessions to get to this point, but it looks like today it was finally worth it, huh?
Well, I wish it were that simple.
What do you mean? It can't get any simpler than that, Cruz. This proves that Michael definitely did not pull the trigger.
It is compelling evidence to that effect. The problem is that memories induced by hypnosis are usually thrown out of court.
Wait a second. What are you saying here? You telling me that people are going to think that I just made the whole thing up?
There has to be a way to use this, Cruz. I mean, isn't there some kind of precedent that we can find? I mean, if you listen to the tape, there's no doubt about its authenticity.
Testimony like that gets blown out of the water and usually ends up doing more harm than good.
I was standing there. I saw the whole thing. Michael's back was to Leo when the gun was fired.
Well, did you see who killed him?
No, I didn't.
Well, then he remains exactly where he is. In jail.
Here you go.
Thank you.
I appreciate how much this cost you, Celeste.
Now I find out it was all for nothing.
Well, Does Scott know yet?
No. I've tried to tell him a couple of times. I really have.
But you think you know what he'll do? Even though in truth his reaction couldn't possibly be as bad as what you've imagined.
Sure. He may not yell or want to kill me. He may be very gentle about it, but he still may leave.
I'd be really surprised if that happened.
But it could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it could. But isn't it eating you up? Knowing that he could find out from somebody else at any time? Los Angeles isn't that far away. There are other men there who might have known you, who could end up here. And it's not as if you didn't work in Santa Barbara, too, a little, toward the end.
I think about it every time we go out in public.
I'll bet. You can't live that way.
I know. I have to tell him.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cruz. I mean that. I do.
Oh, no, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
You take care of Michael. And if there is anything else I can do, if there's any way we can get around this hypnotist,
Certainly.
I'll do anything
Absolutely.
I can.
If I can think of something, I'll call you, believe me.
You know, Michael always told me that you could change the things in your life if you were willing to fight for them. You tell him to keep fighting.
I will. And I'll tell him you said so.
Okay.
See you. Come in.
Hi. Have you seen Michael since they locked him up?
Yeah, I saw him. He's not doing too well. Guess he can't believe this is happening.
This never should have happened.
No kidding. What are you doing here? I thought you were under protective custody.
Ethan dropped it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that figures with Michael in jail.
I saw Celeste in the hall. Was she here about the
I
case?
can't discuss that with you.
It's just that I know that she's been trying to remember certain things, and when I saw her here with Heather, I thought that maybe
that's
she...
confidential, Laura. You know that, right?
Cruz, can Michael have visitors?
It's a little soon.
Please. I have to see him. If you come with me, I know they'll let me in. Please.
It's open.
Eden. Don't get up. It's just that when I called the hotel and they said you hadn't checked out yet, my curiosity got the best of me.
Well, if you were expecting me to be lying in here next to a suicide note, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Besides, don't you know us financial types usually jump out of windows?
Well, I just wanted to tell you that I thought it was a fair fight, and I wouldn't want to do it all over again.
You're pretty free with the past tense there.
Yeah, well, our stock prices are up, in case you haven't heard. You can't afford us anymore. So our brief association is finally at an end.
Mature celebrating here? I wouldn't blow up any balloons yet if I were you. You might find yourself all dressed up with no place to go.
Five minutes.
Cruz, thank you.
I'll be outside.
Can't believe the Cruz let you in to see me.
I think he's sorry for me.
Well, I'm not.
What do you mean?
You've got to be careful. Now that I'm in here, people are going to be a little crazy about getting me out, and they're going to be looking anywhere for another suspect.
Like me.
You can't blame Cruz. If you're wondering, if not me, who else would want Leo Mitchell dead?
Someone who wanted to protect you.
Or protect you.
Well, is it so unreasonable to not want my wife standing outside of the cell of an accused murderer?
I think that's something you should take up with your wife.
Yes, now why did you take her down there? What's that supposed to mean?
She said it was important that she speak to Michael. I thought it might have some bearing on the case.
What bearing?
It's one thing for Laura to know that Michael's been arrested. I thought if she actually saw him in a cell, it might bring home to her just how much is at stake here. And if by chance she had something last minute to say in his behalf, I wanted to hear what it was.
I don't like what you're suggesting.
I don't care, Ethan. I don't care if you like it or not. I'm trying to find a killer here.
Inspector Castillo, this is for you.
Is it from ballistics?
Yes, sir. I'll take it.
Well, for God's sake, what does it say?
Well, it doesn't match. It's not from Michael's gun.
Well, I'll be damned. Listen, I'm going to have my hands full right now arranging for the immediate release of Mr. Donnelly, so why don't you hold on to this? Thanks.
You were waiting for Leo Mitchell. You were prepared to kill him. Do you deny you shot him?
You killed his brother, and he's been carrying a vendetta against you ever
killed Leo
since.
Mitchell, and I think I can prove it.
At this point, he'll use anything he gets to try and frame you.
Come out fighting. What, you want me to give up gracefully? I don't give up at all. On anyone or anything.
Then you're not a man. You're a machine.
Why are you in such a hurry to leave?
I have all those balloons to blow up, remember?
Oh, well, save your breath.
Actually, my father is throwing a party, and if the stock keeps rising, I'm sure the revelry will go on for days.
Oh, well, maybe I'll just drop by if you'll save a dance for me.
Oh, I couldn't, because you're not invited.
It's almost 7.
Yeah, I know.
He always calls at 7.
And I always answer.
Well, I thought that maybe this time...
I'm not going to run away from this, all right, Renfield? I would like a little privacy, please. Hello. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to tell you myself. It's just a little setback, that's all. I can handle it, and I will. No, there aren't going to be any more problems. Promise you. I won't let you down.
Well, it was only a couple of hours, but I'm sure it was long enough.
I'll tell you something. I'm most glad it happened.
Don't say that. I hate to be superstitious, but I think it's stupid to tempt fate.
No, I mean it. I'll tell you one thing about when you get locked up. You have to stare certain things in the face. You can't move around, you can't keep yourself busy, all the things that you do to keep yourself from thinking. And the more I thought about this case, the more one name kept coming up again and again.
You're having second thoughts about Laura.
Not Laura, but somebody that would do anything to protect Laura, somebody that would do anything to keep her from being hurt. Ethan was there that night, Cruz, and the more I look at it, the more I see how easy it would be for him to go after me, to take all of the focus off of himself.
Mrs. Asher, it's Sergeant Stevenson calling about the fundraiser for the Benevolent Association. Let me know if you can help us organize it. My extension is 412.